take my job seriously. Hence the suit. Hi guys, I'm Yes or No, and I am seriously gonna tell you 2 quick and easy things you can do to help you remember things faster and maybe get that better score on the test you and your mother have been hoping for. Alright, now before we get started, I just want to say, holy cow, I wish I had had these tips when I was in school because they're just so easy. Even a toddler could do them. A toddler with access to Microsoft Word and a printer. But alas, I did not have these tips when I was going through school. I had to read about them later in a book. The book I've been reading is called 100 More Things Every Designer Needs to Know About People. It was actually one of my roommate's books and I just picked it up and actually found some things that I think could be of use to you. So without further ado, sit back and let the girl with the suit tell you how it's done. The first tip I have for you guys, if you want to retain information better, is that you should change the font of whatever it is you're reading. Change it from something that's easy to read to something that's harder to read. What? Yes or no? What? That's so counterintuitive. What? I don't even... Stop. Just try it, okay? According to the book, there was this guy named Neiman Yalman who decided he wanted to do this study of about 220 students from Ohio, which I lived in Ohio, so holla. He did this test with 220 students and he wanted to see whether or not changing the fonts on a PowerPoint and on the worksheets a class got and making them harder to read would improve their test scores. Spoiler alert! It did. So the class that had harder to read fonts actually scored significantly better on tests than the classes with easy to read fonts. In your life, what does that translate to? Well, maybe next time you're taking notes on a laptop or something, you can change all the font to be harder to read. Or maybe if your teacher gives you a PowerPoint, you can go through and manually change all the fonts, make them harder to read. The book says that the harder to read fonts are Haytenschweiler, which is difficult to read on many levels, so I'm sure I'll remember that one. And Monotype Cursiva and Comic Sans Italic. All right, I'm getting tired of tip number 1. So easy, toddler can do it. Tip number 2, humans remember what's written in physical form better than they remember what's written online or electronically. So next time your mom or dad tells you to put down your cell phone and read a book, maybe like do it. Basically what it says in here is that when you're reading something that's like tangible, you can remember sort of where in the story things happened and you can remember on what part of the page it happened. So this is a thing called visual mapping, and visual mapping is really useful when you're trying to recall information or find it later on. But why take my word for it when you can take more important people's words for it? Apparently there was this research study done by this woman named Anne Mangan who studied 10th graders in Norway, and what she did was she gave them passages that were about 1,500 words long, and she separated those kids into 2 different groups. One group read on physical paper, the other group read on a PDF file. And then after, the students were given comprehension tests to test how well they had digested the material. And the students who read off of physical pieces of paper did significantly better than those who did not. So I think it's very clear what the moral of this story is. Maybe it's a good thing to start printing out some stuff, killing some trees, to feed your brain. Ooh, that escalated quickly. But anyway, those are my 2 tips on how to retain information better and actually do better on your tests without putting in really that much effort at all. One thing you can do is change all the fonts that you're trying to study, make them something harder, and second thing you can do is print out all the things you need to read. So easy, a baby with Microsoft Word and a printer can do it. Alright, that's all. I'm Yes or No. If you guys want to support me financially, that is what my Patreon's for. And if you guys want to creep on my life, because let's be honest, creeping on the boyfriend of your 4th grade best friend just isn't cutting it anymore, that's what my Instagram's for. You can find me at Yes or No. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Home skillets. Peace.